If you've been following my work, you know that I depend upon the work of other scholars to reach my conclusions. This is because I left campus life more than 15 years ago. As a result, I no longer have access to campus infrastructure, such as research laboratories and a motor pool, not to mention administrative and legal support in delivering presentations and writing grant proposals and peer-reviewed papers. I continue my work for no pay because abrupt, irreversible climate change is the most important phenomenon our species has ever faced. According to the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, we are in the midst of the most abrupt climate change in planetary history. Also, according to the IPCC, Earth is experiencing irreversible climate change. Once a self-reinforcing feedback loop is triggered, the situation is no longer in the hands of humans. By definition, the situation is self-reinforcing. In other words, there is no known way to stop climate change from accelerating. Climate change is stunningly abrupt, and it is also irreversible. Bear in mind that the IPCC replaced the Advisory Group on Greenhouse Gases during the Reagan administration. As a result, the IPCC was designed to fail. Specifically, according to Princeton professor Michael Oppenheimer, writing on the Environmental Defense Fund website on November 1, 2007, quote, "The U.S. government saw the creation of the IPCC as a way to prevent the activism stimulated by my colleagues and me from controlling the policy agenda." End quote. Earth is stunningly warm. According to a headline at The Guardian from June 11, 2024, it's unbearable. In ever hotter U.S. cities, air conditioning is no longer enough. According to this article, air conditioners cannot keep up with contemporary conditions. According to a climate scientist quoted in The Guardian, keeping the temperature inside a home at 75 degrees Fahrenheit requires 30% more power when outdoor temperatures increase from 95 to 98 In other words, keeping the indoor temperature at 24 C requires 30% more power when outdoor temperatures increase from 35 C to 36 2/3 C. Some people have proposed various means by which we can stop the unstoppable. These include various manipulations of the atmosphere, as well as manipulations of the surface of Earth. The stunning inability of humans to positively manipulate the Earth system in the past apparently is not sufficiently compelling to stop the implementation of additional strategies. Let's take a look at a recent comment on the idea from Harvard University. Frank Koich is Stonington Professor of Engineering and Atmospheric Science at Harvard University. In an article published by Harvard's Salata Institute for Climate and Sustainability on June 10, 2024, he said, quote, "I compare solar geoengineering to opiates. They're really strong painkillers in that they only treat a symptom and not the actual cause. You can get addicted if you don't address the cause. Like any painkiller, you're going to have side effects. The idea that you can have a strong painkiller without side effects is not true. And as for the withdrawal symptoms, that's the termination shock. For me, from the physical science perspective, termination shock is the biggest concern." End quote. I would love to believe we can reverse climate change. I would love to believe we can cool the planet to a level that would allow our species to interact positively with millions of other species on Earth. As a conservation biologist, this is my dream. Perhaps we can make my dream come true with the People's Forum for Cooling the Planet. If so, then Coco Chanel had something relevant to say. Quote, "There is a time for work and a time for love. That leaves no other time." End quote. Please join me in a series of Zoom meetings committed to the most important effort in the history of our species. The link below points the way. Thank you.